What's up, Freak Pals? Some of you may remember that in a previous video I discussed how to expand your vocabulary. But what I didn't discuss is what sorts of gems you can uncover if you have the right kind of curiosity. Today is part 1 of a 2-part series, in which I provide all of you with 10 words that you have to know and that you have to use before you leave this earth. Brian Kelly here, your square esquire and lovable prig, giving all manner of writers, rewriters, and speakers tips and tidbits on the lexical tools of their trade, the better that they might be able to distinguish themselves as careful users of the language and take their communication skills from enough to effective. Release videos every Thursday, so make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on your notifications so you don't miss a chance to learn the best ways with words. Here to help me with today's proceedings are my lovely assistants. On my right, we have the Oxford English Dictionary, the entire second edition reproduced micrographically in a single volume, published in 1991. Very useful, very convenient for defining some of the more obscure words we're going to be talking about today. Even comes with a little magnifying glass for my reading purposes. And to my left, this 16-pound baby, known as Webster's Second, was originally published in the 1930s, but this happens to be a 1950s printing, and it should be very useful to us as we look up these words as well. And finally, because strange as it may seem, these two dictionaries aren't actually going to cover all of the words we're talking about today. We have Webster's Third. With that said, let's get underway. Our first word is certainly not the worst word, for it is the adjective bentrovato. Bentrovato. It's an Italian loanword that literally means well found or well thought up. But that's not where things get interesting. You see, English, ever the idea cormorant language, snatches up words and phrases from other tongues all the time. Such words can be pretentious if used immoderately, but oftentimes they do express a concept that's not readily articulable in our own native Anglo-Saxon. Think of words like je ne sais quoi, faute de mieux, and al dente. As for ben trovato, it means in English, appropriate, happily invented, if untrue. So if someone was telling you a story about something that happened or something that someone did, and your response was, I wouldn't put it past him, or it wouldn't surprise me, what you were saying was that even if the story was untrue, it wouldn't be a radical departure from the norm. It was believable. In other words, it was ben trovato. Very important to note about this adjective is that it is not used attributively or before the noun, as in the ben trovato story. It's used predicatively or after the noun, as in the story was nothing if not ben trovato. Our next word is the adjective lapidary. According to Merriam-Webster's Second, it means suitable for monumental inscriptions. It's a powerful word that describes powerful statements. For example, one might easily characterize Dr. King's famous line that the arc of the moral universe is long, but it bends toward justice, as having a lapidary charm. So too with Alexander Pope's famous apothegm that a little learning is a dangerous thing. Drink deep, or taste not the Pierian spring. Be honest, you guys didn't know about that second part. Not to mention pretty much all university mottos, including that of my alma mater, Indiana University in Bloomington, which is Lux et Veritas, which means light and truth. Our next word is the noun formication. Just making sure you guys are awake. No, but I'm serious. It literally is formication. It's a word derived from the noun of the taxonomic family Formicity, ants. According to Merriam-Webster's Third, and I actually have it right here because it's kind of a long definition, formication means an abnormal sensation resembling that made by insects creeping in or on the skin. I mean, haven't we all had those moments where we're just chilling on the couch and all of a sudden, so the next time that happens and whoever you're spending time with says, dude, what the hell is wrong with you? You can say, oh, it's nothing. I just felt the faintest formication on my forearm, but I think I'm good now. I don't need anything. I'm fine. I'm sorry about that. And then they'll look at you like this. And then you'll look at them like that. And then they'll say, you're weird. And then you'll say, I'm aware. Up next is the word parhesia. No, it doesn't have anything to do with amnesia or anything to do with mental health as a matter of fact. It actually concerns rhetoric, the field in which it is chiefly used according to the Oxford English Dictionary. And it's a noun referring to candor, frankness, outspokenness, or boldness of speech. And what exactly does this noun offer that none of those other nouns I just listed do, you ask? Well, it happens to be a very fitting word to use in public, political, or oratorical contexts. It certainly wouldn't be loose usage to say that certain congresspersons have a penchant for Parhesia. One might commend the Parhesia of the president's aide, who thwarted the president's attempts to abuse his own power. Can you think of some other ways to use this word? Feel free to let the rest of us know in the comments, and hey, if you're getting value out of this video, go ahead and smash the like button. Now, let's move on to the last word. And our final word is Alphonse Gaston. No, not that Gaston. And by the way, do you remember a character named Alphonse in that movie? I mean, I saw both versions, unfortunately, and I don't remember a character named Alphonse. So use your noggin, folks. Anyway, Alphonse Gaston may seem like an odd selection, but it really is a real noun in the dictionary. And according to Merriam-Webster's Third, Alphonse Gaston refers to a pair of persons exhibiting an excessive, usually exaggerated politeness or deference to each other, especially about not taking precedence. That is to say, remember that pair of gophers on Looney Tunes? I remember them being mice for some reason. I cannot believe I had to look this up. But they were gophers. And apparently they were called the Goofy Gophers. And their whole shtick was this, after you, no, after you, no, after you, no, after you. And back and forth they went. Yes, 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 I know. I don't know how to impersonate cartoons. Let's move on. Now, obviously, such protracted exchanges are infrequent in daily life. But we've all had those moments where both we and another person are approaching a door, probably at an elevator or to a restaurant at the same time, and we get caught in this kind of awkward, no, you go, or no, you go, or no, you go. And sort of in that situation, you could imagine saying, hey, we kind of got a Alphonse and Gaston routine going on there. Now, is anyone outside of the nonagenarian crowd going to understand what you're referring to? Nope. But at least now you can educate them. And isn't that nice? You got all that? Great. Stay tuned for part 2, and feel free to leave a comment below if there are any strange, beautiful, yet somehow useful words that you think people should know about. Don't be shy, but be careful. Remember, propriety is always in.